We hope you're ready because tonight, Minnesota tries to stomp Indy on Total Eclipse Night. Maybe they'll eclipse our heart or some kind of 90s reference. Good evening. Welcome to St. Paul, Minnesota. Alongside Damon Simeon and Ron Haynes on stats, Charles Doherty, I am Cameron Irvine, and we are ready tonight as Indianapolis tries to keep their playoff hopes alive. This, quite possibly, is the best rivalry in the league tonight, and it writes another chapter. Good evening, Charles.
Good evening. I, for one, don't want my heart eclipsed, but I am looking forward to this rivalry. Nothing better than a rivalry on a Monday night game, and I tell you, Indianapolis, they got a mountain they got to climb. I mean, they're a good team, especially on defense, but they're going up against a juggernaut in Minnesota. They have to have a perfect game to get ahead here. Both of these defenses, are stingy on the run. I want to see which team can establish the run. I think the team that gets a good run going as well as time of possession is going to win this one.
Well, Colin Hart definitely fits that bill. One of the top backs in the league, although it may not show it in the yardage department. He is definitely a threat down inside the 20-yard line. What a night here in St. Paul, Minnesota. Indy and Minnesota, we wouldn't have it any other way. Monday Night Spectacular, kick it, we are underway in the great White North. On the return, this is Quake Mann, and Mann gets it out to the 26-yard line. That's where Minnesota will start with it. They are in their green and gray this evening. Johnny Reno and Colin Pierce, for that matter, two of the top quarterbacks in the league. Reno flying under the radar, but he is third in the league in passing, 2,542 yards. It's a 1st and 10 for Minnesota with three receivers. Hart off the offset right, and Colin Hart will get the carry. He is wrapped up by a combo tackle of Telemax Scarborough and Jack Russell after a gain of 7. There's that establishing that run you were talking about.
Yeah, definitely. And they've got the horses up front to help in the running game with Burr, both the Ravens, Wilson, and Hyman. I mean, they've had a pretty good season of both protecting the quarterback and opening holes for the runner.
Colin Hart gets 7 on his first carry. Johnny Reno will change the play at the line. 8 in the box for Indy with a single high safety. The handoff goes to the fullback. That's Justin Williams with a first down. Ernest McCray Sr. with the tackle, but not before a Minnesota first down. Charles, you were mentioning to me earlier tonight that neither team has given up a 100-yard rusher.
I think the most given up between either team was Vancouver. Redford rushed for 90 yards against Indianapolis.
So 1st down and 10 after back-to-back runs for Minnesota tonight. Handoff goes to Colin Hart, his third straight run, and Hart running right at the Ramblers. A 7-yard pickup, tackled by Mike Ryan.
I mean, why not, Cam? I mean, they've gone to the running well every play tonight so far, and it's been working. So, why throw any changes out there and try and pass it until they can stop that run?
Minnesota's on the field a lot. They have the 13th most runs this season, the 9th most passes this season of any offense. So they are getting plenty of plays out there offensively this season. Isaac Knox gets 1 on the play before he's put down by Jack Russell, our first 3rd down of the night.
How about those uniforms on Indianapolis? Those Eclipse uniforms. I don't think I've seen anything like that.
It is pretty awesome. You were in totality today, Charles. Did you have any cloud coverage?
I'm always in totality.
Man, we need
yeah, I did see it. It got pretty dark up here in Denison, Texas.
We need to get you a shirt that says I'm always in totality. Wear it at the convention. Handoff. That is a first down. No, they say he's short.
Wow,
wrapped up by Scarborough.
I
think there's going to be a challenge there.
Indianapolis has been there you go. Indianapolis has been showing a lot of 3-down lineman sets, so 3-4 looks. So I think Minnesota's going to attack that right up the middle.
Let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. Maybe it was closer than I first thought, but we'll get a look at it. This was Mark Edwards on the carry. Where's the ball?
I think his foot was over. 2 feet were over. The ball was over. His helmet, his shoulder. I don't think he had any more body parts that were left to go over.
Maybe some hairs on his right ankle.
Oh, yep, that's right. I can see that.
But that doesn't matter. The ruling on the field overturned, so Minnesota's going to get a first down and get our first conversion of the night. This Legend offense, led by Reno, Isaac Knox, Colin Hart, Justin Williams in the backfield, a talented and diverse offense and group of receivers. Quag Mam, Deezer Powell, T. DeQueen, Jay Taylor, Robert Henson Jr., and Jason France. The offensive line, talented too. Brookie Burr, Axel Raven, Ruthie Raven, Dusty Wilson, and Trey Hyman on the line. 7:47 to go in the first quarter. Minnesota has not passed. Indy showing a blitz, back to the ground. Colin Hart breaks a tackle. Colin Hart's got a first down past the Indy 41-yard line.
Ooh, okay. So Indianapolis is going to have to figure something out. You put a linebacker on the line, do something, but that 3-down lineman rush isn't doing anything as far as keeping the Minnesota team from rushing. And good yardage as well.
Eventually wrapped up by Rick Evans. Slew of Rambler players have made plays already on this defensive series, but boy, Minnesota just sticking to the ground. Isaac Knox picks up 4. It's crazy, Charles. In the opener, during the coin toss, you're like, hey, whoever establishes a run game and time of possession is going to win this game. Right now, Minnesota's doing exactly what you said.
And I really feel like I'm in complete totality.
For now.
They can change on a dime.
Only about an hour, and then it goes away. Second down and 6. This is Jay Taylor going in motion. Another run. Colin Hart breaks a tackle. Colin Hart, 20, 15, 10, 5. Hart down to the 5-yard line. The touchdown saved by McCray. What a drive for Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean, that was a bullet that they dodged. I mean, it was a great run against Indianapolis, but they kept him from getting in the end zone, so they still have a shot at least to either get a turnover or a field goal here, which is a lot better than 7, I'm telling you. They went with the 4-down lineman, and they were even able to run against that, so I think Indianapolis is kind of going back to the drawing board, trying to draw something up on defense to stop this rush game.
A 31-yard run from Colin Hart. That's by way of Damon Simeon in our stats truck. Colin Hart's long run of the season was 17, and he just blew that out of the water. A 31-yard pickup, 6:15 to go in the first quarter. First and goal, handoff to Williams. This time Williams is dropped in the backfield. I believe that was Adam Wiseman getting into the back for the TFL. There he is.
Now's the time for Indianapolis to just kind of settle in there and do what they practiced all week, and they have to take advantage on that line. So far they've been outmanned.
Second and goal to go. Handoff again. Colin Hart. Oh, stood up right at the goal line. Rick Evans with a brutal hit.
Oh, that was another great tackle by the Indianapolis defense. I mean, third and goal here, big third and down. You know, if they can walk away with just a field goal, like I said a couple plays ago, I think it won't be as much bleeding.
From the 1 and change yard line, third and goal, run again. Isaac Knox, touchdown. Minnesota on the board first. They bleed nearly half the quarter.
Now that, my friend, was a interesting call. I mean, you got a lot of confidence in your players when you bring the rookie in, pick 14, to rush over Colin Hart there at the goal line. I mean, that either Hart was winded or something, but man, that's a lot of confidence in your second string running back.
Isaac Knox, the rookie, with the touchdown. That's his first of the season on his 51st carry, and that extra point is good. 7-0, an 11-play, all runs, 75-yard, 4-minute, 36 seconds on the clock drive, or off the clock rather, drive for Minnesota. The last time Indianapolis was in this building was at the 2023 convention in Cincinnati, where Minnesota hung 69 on the Ramblers. It's the only game in this series where a team has won by more than one score, and they took it to Indianapolis that day. The Ramblers have to respond as Jeff Bamfield on the return nearly got away up to the 35-yard line. Colin Pierce and the offense will try to establish their own identity tonight.
And I tell you, Cam, going back to that convention in Cincinnati, I loved sitting in the stands watching this game, and they had a great turnout for both teams. They were pumped up. I mean, I know the score is a little lopsided, but I had a great time listening to the banter going back and forth between the two teams.
It was fun. Mickey Malillo's Sasquatch
that's right.
outfit
How can I forget?
Was pretty compelling. And Jason France even had some Minnesota legend. It was almost like action figures. It was, man, what a time. The convention is something else. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. Indianapolis now on offense for the first time tonight. Colin Pierce will drop to throw, our first pass of the day, and that pass is incomplete, actually almost caught by Ryan Roosevelt as the pass was deflected by Derek Meerkat nearly into his hands, but a 2nd down and 10 early.
So the offensive line of the Ramblers is really going to have a big task tonight. Last week they gave up five sacks, and Pierce is going to need to have protection in order to put any points on the board.
Max Knight 7th in the league in sacks with 6. He is clearly the Minnesota legend leader on that line. Devin Lloyd goes in motion as Indianapolis tries to quiet this crowd. But, man, they are loud right now for their legend. That pass is picked off. Intercepted. That's Matthew Alvarado. And Minnesota's off to the races again against Indy.
I mean, that was just, I just didn't see the linebacker standing in zone coverage in the middle. It didn't look like he was getting, the quarterback Pierce was getting too much pressure. Let's see if we can see it on the, well, we won't see it on the review, but definitely didn't see that linebacker and just threw into coverage.
Minnesota could not have asked for a better start. If they win out, they will have a first-round bye. Reason why that's so important is Minnesota over the last 3 seasons have made 3 playoff appearances and lost all of those playoff games, and all of them came in the wild card round. So how do you get out of a wild card round? You can't figure out how to beat. Well, you just get a bye and keep it moving. Johnny Reno's pass nearly picked off the other way. Kenneth Gaston Jr. with the deflection.
Almost, Mr. Gaston. Need to bring those in, though. I mean, that would have been a good recovery from that last interception.
That's the first throw of the day for Minnesota, and it nearly went back the other way. Johnny Reno going to have to be careful. Of course, I don't blame him for trying to run against this team. Indianapolis, a pretty good defense in either way, but this secondary is just nasty. That pass caught by France, first down to the 22-yard line.
It was a slick route. It looked like that was a delay on the line for the tight end. Just ran it looked like a seam route up the middle. I know, crossed over there and into one-on-one coverage against Gatson, and that tight end had a couple steps on him, and there's no way he was going to bring him down on the first catch.
First completion of the night for either quarterback. 2 quarterbacks top 4 in the league in QBR. Early pick for Pierce, just Indianapolis' 14th turnover of the season. That's a 4th best in the SFL as Hart picks up another 6 yards.
I mean, the beauty of being able to have a successful pass like that to the tight end is you can go back to the running game, and now you've got the defense trying to figure out what poison's going to be thrown at them.
Colin Hart up to 70 yards on 7 carries in the first quarter. Boy, they're bringing everybody, and Justin Williams gets a first down. You could tell, Charles, that Indy was anticipating an outside run, and Williams goes right up the middle.
I mean, you can't find a flaw at all in the play calling for the offense of Minnesota. Mixing up the plays. I mean, a lot of run, but they're handing it off to different players. And then when they're passing it, very creative pass routes. 3
for Knox, 7 for Hart, 3 for Williams. Now a pass, Reno into the end zone, incomplete. Looking for Jason France. That's Mike Ryan on the deflect. Check that. That's Rick Evans on the deflection, 2nd and goal.
This is the time of the game where Indianapolis got to get a turnover there to take control of this game or keep it from getting out of hand. So far, they haven't had an answer for Minnesota.
3:48 to go in the first. Reno to throw. More pressure. Reno, touchdown. Craig Mam, 13-0 Minnesota.
Not much you can say there, Cam. The offensive line for Minnesota, perfect pass protection. They sent the blitz on I think they sent 2 blitzers in, and didn't get close to the quarterback. Plenty of time, and just went through the progressions, found the open receiver in the end zone.
And that is a tough assignment for Mike Ryan in that spot. The corner plays the shallow zone, and I mean Mike Ryan's got to get all the way over there in a red zone situation. That's tough.
I mean, the key's the pressure, Cam. You got to get in there and disrupt, and they weren't able to do it.
Off the interception, 6-play, 34-yard drive, and Indianapolis is fading quickly here. They have to get a win to keep their playoff hopes alive. They would play San Diego next week, who's fallen into a slump. They have their own set of challenges at 5-6. But Minnesota, a championship contender, is looking like every bit of it so far tonight, as Bamfield shakes a couple more men and gets it up to the 33-yard line. He's going to return one of these.
That was nice. Nice little dipsy-do there. Good field position, too, for Indianapolis. They need that. I mean, that's something to build off of. I mean, it's not, it's not flashy, spectacular, but, it starts off with good execution on the special teams. You can build on that and maybe get some momentum on offense.
Well, how's this game going? About like that. 107-0 in total yards. Indy's got to get something moving.
Definitely.
1st and 10 of the Indy 33. Colin Pierce going to throw again. That pass is incomplete. Looking for Roosevelt. And so far, the pass game is not working. Indy has not really even tried to establish a run tonight.
So if I'm tracking this right, there's 3 minutes left in the first quarter, and Indianapolis has only had 2 plays on offense.
Yeah, now 3. And Ryan Roosevelt's been the target every time, and he hasn't come down with a single catch. 2nd down and 10. Minnesota locked up Gabriel Manning earlier this season, Tulsa's star receiver. Colin Pierce has to wing it. That pass is caught. 1st down to the 49-yard line, hauled in by Rob Hunt.
I mean, that was skipping a rock on the pond. I don't know. Didn't look like the most, perfect from a fundamental standpoint, but wow, that little skip there got it right to the receiver.
That is a perfect analogy. I mean, it really did look like it kind of flicked just out of his hand.
Right. Yeah. Running the wrong way. I mean, all the fundamentals out the window, but man, he executed.
14-0 Minnesota, 3:10 to go in the first quarter. Finally, the Ramblers have some momentum and now have to play from the check engine light at midfield that Minnesota is taunting them with tonight, as Tino Sosa gets the first run of the game, but Max Knight cleans it up.
Max Knight is a beast. One of the best defensive tackles in the league. At 6'5", 350 pounds, he gets a finger on you, you're not going anywhere.
2nd and long for Indy. Pierce to throw, pass, incomplete, trying to find Roosevelt in double coverage. And it looks to me, Charles, like Indianapolis is just throwing to a spot for Roosevelt, and Minnesota's all over.
I mean, when you have such a solid defensive line like Minnesota that's able to get that pressure on, you got to be a little creative there in your routes. Do the screen passes, do some short routes to at least keep the defense guessing.
3rd and long, empty backfield. Got to watch the pressure as Randy Pierce goes in motion. Will Minnesota send any additional pressure? No, they rush just 4, but they still get there. That pass is tipped up in the air and incomplete, and the drive stalls out.
I thought that Indianapolis was going to be on an advantage there. It looks like they did all slants. They called the audible motion, the wide receiver to the top of the screen, so there was 3 at the top, and they all went slant. Thought there was going to be some separation, but the defense of Minnesota played their zone perfectly.
So Indy will have to punt. 1 play has gone for positive yards in the quarter. A lot of pressure on this defense now. Fair catch called for at the 10, or at the 11 rather, so Minnesota will have some pretty good field position, but this is pretty much a disastrous start for Indianapolis. These end zones are hysterical.
Well, I mean, the good news is, it's only 14 points.
That's true.
And it takes them a while to score. I mean, if there was a quick score offense, we'd probably be looking at, 28-0.
5 wide here. Jay Taylor goes in motion. Been targeted once, no catches. Indianapolis in man coverage. Jason France with a big mismatch at the top of the screen. Reno looking into a traffic, and it's caught!
Did you catch that?
T. DeQueen wears the crown.
Covered by Jack Russell, who is no slouch at strong safety.
Sheesh!
Holy smokes. That is impressive.
Now that is throwing into a crowd.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Wow. Trips to the left side, all Minnesota right now. Indy's got to stop the bleeding. They bring some pressure. Reno wide open. That's Taylor. First down to the 46-yard line. The blitz is just not getting home, Charles.
Well, they have to blitz, because they're lining up with that 3-down line. And the problem is they're not getting penetration on the offensive line. The offensive line of Minnesota is doing a stellar job at protecting their quarterback. I mean, it's almost like they know in advance where the heat's coming from.
This is our first chance to see Minnesota up close this season, Charles, and boy, are they as advertised. My goodness.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they've got a well-built team and really solid coaching, and those two things together just, that's why they're 8-2.
Handoff, Colin Hart, and Hart will be wrapped up by Rick Evans. He's been all over the field tonight, just a 4-yard gain.
I mean, these long drives that Minnesota has been showing, it starts to wear on the defense there. So you got to do something. You got to get a punt going on, and you got to let that Indianapolis defense get their gas recovered on the sideline.
2nd down and 6. Handoff Justin Williams, and Williams pushing the pile forward, but nice job by Telemac Scarborough and the rest of this defense to wrap them up on 3rd and 5. The defense includes Chad Rowland, Mac Dre, Robert Cherry, Derek Genko, and then at linebacker, Adam Wiseman, Kenneth Gaston Jr., Thomas Matthews, Telemac Scarborough. Secondary, Ernest McRae Sr., Jermaine Menefield, Rick Evans, Mike Ryan, Jack Russell, and Melodious Manning. Russell and Ryan, 3-time All-Stars. Mac Dre made the All-Star team last season for the first time. Reno back to pass, 3rd down. Reno going to be sacked at the 49-yard line, and finally Indy gets a stop. That is a blitz on the outside by Melodious Manning, one of the best pass-rushing safeties in the SFL.
And boy, did they need that cam. I mean, that's what we were talking about. Stop them in their tracks. The defense now can go to the sideline and look at the pictures, make the adjustments, and come back out and have an answer for Minnesota.
That is surprisingly Manning's first career sack. He was drafted by Indianapolis last season as a blitzer off the edge and has not gotten home until tonight. What a play by Manning. He'll remember that one forever in his career. Look at this punt, and it'll roll into the end zone. Almost.
It's kind of like a unicorn sighting when you see it on the field.
That's true. End of the first quarter. Indy trying to slow down these Minnesota legends. We're on fire this season. 14-0. You're watching the Monday Night Spectacular on SFL YouTube, presented by APM Music. Charles Doherty, Cameron Irvine with you. Ron Haynes, Devon Simeon in our stats truck tonight. Bit of a skeleton crew as we head to Week 13. Week 14, our flex game, Carolina, Florida. Next week, Charles.
Yep, that's going to be a good one.
Skyhawks win and in. If they don't, someone else likely will take their spot. We'll find out who that is on the Scenario Show on Saturday night. Colin Pierce will drop the throw, and Pierce's pass is incomplete. 2nd down.
Yeah, I thought they had an advantage with the extra wide receivers at the top of the screen. It looked like they were going up against the zone, but I don't think the routes were the right routes to run, and it didn't look like anyone was clean.
Pierce has started 1 for 7. 2nd and 10. Banfield goes in motion. Yet to be targeted tonight. Pierce fires, incomplete. There was a little bit of bump action there on Roosevelt. Looked like it may have been beyond 5 yards, but no call. 3rd and 10. Pierce is 1 for 8.
A little bit of rivalry, tenderness.
Tenderness. Sure. We'll call it that. I don't know that Indy would call it that, but 4 wide. This offense is in the mud right now. They need a play. Hunt's got the only catch of the game. Pierce quickly had to fire it. Incomplete. The pressure up front. It's just how the game is being won right now.
Well, I mean, you could question the number of runs versus passes for Indianapolis. I mean, they're only down by 2 scores, and it looks like they're acting like they're down by 4.
Just 1 run for Tino Sosa, no yards. Christian Pierce has not touched the football in the first half. Punt is away. Minnesota going to get pretty good field position out of this to Queen up to the 48-yard line. Christian Pierce this season 12th in the league in carries with 160.
Let's see if I'm sorry. Did you have more to say, sir?
No.
I was going to say, I hope maybe Indianapolis has found some of that secret sauce on getting pressure on the quarterback, and maybe we'll see some more of that here on this series.
1st and 10 of the 48. Indianapolis, that's Manning off the edge. Got the sack on the last possession. DeQueen goes in motion. Gives it off to Colin Hart. Picks up 3. Jack Russell on the stop.
There you go. Looks like they had the dime nickel on in the flats covering that those pitch plays, and it worked out well for them.
Second down, 7. 4 different players for Minnesota have caught a pass. 2nd and 7. Handoff. Justin Williams wrapped up. That'll be a 3rd and long 3. We'll call it 4.
Yeah, Williams is one of the best fullbacks in the league, and I think the more they give it to him, I think the better the outcome's going to be. I mean, he can run, he can catch, and he can definitely block as well.
Williams already with his 5th carry. He averages 5.4 carries a game. And this time, I don't think Mark Edwards got it. The backup fullback who was part of another challenge earlier in this game.
They've had some here we go.
I don't think he's going to win.
Had some non first string players in some pretty big positions so far this first quarter. One on the goal line and the other on that last 3rd down run.
Thomas Matthews, I believe, with the tackle. Let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console at GoRetroid.com. And this time, you think he got it?
Oh, yeah. When he's going down, the ball crosses well, maybe not.
Ooh, that's close.
I thought on the other angle, it looked like the ball crossed the line.
So Minnesota wins. They win the challenge, but it's going to be 4th and inches instead of 4th and 1. And will that keep the offense on the field? Let's see.
All I know is I'm losing my Eclipse magic. Starting to drain
yeah, they
away.
are going to go for it. So here you go, Indy. Here's an opportunity. 4th and inches. I think that's DeQueen in the backfield.
Why not?
They give it off to Williams. Williams has a first down. That is his 6th carry of the game, already above his season average.
A good run by Williams, but well set up by the offensive line.
They used, that could have been Mam too, the 16 and 18, you never know. But their receivers have known to do a little. Quake Mam's got 11 carries this season for 60 yards. Colin Hart is wrapped up by Manning after a 2-yard pickup.
Time for Indianapolis they got to do something. I mean, the last series they had a little bit more pressure in the backfield, and it looks like Minnesota's starting to ramp up here. They got to do something for Indianapolis.
There's Hart's updated numbers. Now Isaac Knox gets the carry. 3rd down and 5. That is the 20th run of the half for Minnesota. 6 passes as well. 26 to 10.
10 plays on offense for Indianapolis. 10 plays total.
26 to 10 right now. Woo. 3rd down and 5 at the 31. In Mickey Melillo's field goal range, Johnny Reno's pass is picked off. Pressure on the edge causes the turnover. Adam Wiseman takes it away, and Indy's defense once again comes up with a stop.
They may have found the secret sauce. It's on that deep outside. I don't know if it's a fan or whatever, but it's getting around that tackle with a speed player. They haven't had an answer for it with those last 2 sacks.
Reno took a shot too. That was a heck of a play there by the Ramblers. Can they get a run game going? Joel Harleman, the fullback, and Pierce in the backfield. 7 in the box for Minnesota, showing some pressure. They'll hand it off to Christian Pierce, his first carry of the game. Christian Pierce picks up 6.
All they have to do is do it. I mean, they only ran it once, so we don't know. So far, so good on this one.
That was some solid blocking right there.
Definitely.
2nd and 4. Split backs now. Indy really mixing it up. Middle's open. Uh-oh. Whoa, boy, that's not good. Tino Sosa lucky to hang on to that football as Jubilee Marsh comes flying in for a 5-yard loss.
Jubilee Marsh had that red right at the snap. There's nothing it looked like a missed block, too.
Yep.
You're not doing your running back any favors by whiffing on that.
That may have been the second tight end, Jimmy Wint. Now it's 3rd and 9. They got to go long again. 6.5 to go. Indy's got to give their defense a break. 1 first down in the first half. 3rd and 9. Pierce, middle, caught. Roosevelt, first down to the 32-yard line.
I really like that play. They had a variety of routes there. They weren't all go routes. They had Roosevelt there crossing in the middle, and then it looked like they had a post route on the top of the screen. Bunch of different options there for Pierce to go through his progressions and find the open receiver.
Wrapped up by Nicholas Frossel on the line for Minnesota, Angela Meerkat, Mark Mello, and Max Knight. Linebackers are Stephen Black, Matthew Alvarado, Jason Clay, and in the secondary, Cody Griffin, Nicholas Frossel, Johnny Bravo, Adrian Blaine, Jubilee Marsh, and Derek Meerkat. First down, handed off to Pierce. Christian Pierce, more running room, picks up 4.
Every time I see Pierce with the ball, I like what I see. I mean, keep giving him the ball. I think they've figured out what they needed to do, made some adjustments, and all good so far getting Pierce involved.
2nd and 6. Minnesota's defense shifts. Oh, they toss it the other way. Tino Sosa wrapped up pretty quickly in the open field. That is a solid tackle there from Cody Griffin. 3rd down for Indy, their first 3rd and short of the night.
Yeah, and I think that's a welcome event. They got a bunch of different options here. I would like to see if they're going to pass it, a bunch of different route options like they did on that previous first down pass.
3rd and 4, Pierce, middle, incomplete, looking for Randy Pierce, and Randy Pierce is down.
Oh, man.
4th down, Indy.
Yeah, it looked like Stephen Black, the inside linebacker, just slammed him to the turf. Yeah, I mean, it was a legal hit, but man, it looked pretty fierce.
9-3 in first downs this half, so Indy's going to have to punt it away, but at least they gave their defense a little bit of a breather. and flip the field slightly.
Yeah, I mean, they did. They've got something to work on, but again, I mean, with 4 minutes and 56 seconds left in the half, Indianapolis is going to have to start shaking things up and taking some control here.
Manning makes the tackle. That's his fourth. That's tied for the lead, the team lead. He also has a sack as well. So Manning having a stellar game so far. Defense can't do anything off the interception. Meanwhile, Minnesota got a touchdown off their pick, which was Alvarado. First and 10 of the 35, handoff to Colin Hart, and Hart is wrapped up by Manning, his fifth tackle.
Yeah, they're starting to gang tackle there on those run plays, which is good. I mean, a little late after 14 on the board, but they made the right adjustments, I think, so far on the run. We haven't seen any huge run rushes by Minnesota yet.
Second and 7, handoff. That is again the backup fullback Mark Edwards picking up 6, 3rd and 1.
I mean, I would like to see a 4-down line set on this one. If they go 3-down linemen, it's going to be pretty tough if they go run up the middle.
They've had no answer for the fullback dive. Justin Williams back in the game. 6 carries, 20 yards. They'll hand it off to Hart. Oh, Colin Hart almost didn't get it. But Wiseman got there a yard late. First down.
Yeah, I don't like those 3-down line sets when they're when it's short down, short yardage.
First and 10 now. Empty backfield here for Reno. He's 4 for 7 for 58 yards, a touchdown and a pick. The touchdown thrown to Quag Mam. DeQueen goes in motion. Reno, watch out! Reno smacked, and it's nearly picked off. Oh, man. Johnny Reno took a hit.
The 3-down lineman did a pinch stunt, it looked like, and it threw off the offensive line, allowing the outside rush to get around and impact that throw.
Well, this has turned into some kind of defensive game. I thought we were in trouble there early, Charles, but things are getting physical out there.
Indianapolis defense is no joke, so I mean, I expected him to come around here.
Manning showing pressure near side here. Handoff, Colin Hart, and Colin Hart is brutalized by Scarborough.
Yeah, definitely brutalized. It was a good tackle. It looks like they're starting to tighten up their Cam. I mean, after that first quarter, they just want to forget.
Hart, 84 yards on 13 carries. Charles mentioned earlier in the broadcast, neither of these teams has given up a 100-yard rusher this season. That pass is caught. First down. That is Mam with the second catch of the night.
Yeah, that was tough. One-on-one coverage looked like it was a fly route and got the first step off the line. Good on Johnny Reno for seeing that.
They're taking advantage of Ernest McRae Sr. playing that little shallow zone.
Definitely, yeah. But the key is you got to get the pressure on. If you're planning on pressuring the quarterback and it doesn't work, it could be a nightmare for the secondary.
2:46 to go. Manning backs off. That pass is caught. First down to the 23-yard line. Jason Francis' second catch.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of big receptions in that part of the field.
Yep.
It looks like they did a cross route there, and it confused the defense.
Yeah, over by where Ernest McRae Sr. typically roams, they have been all over the field. 2:20 to go, back in scoring range now. Indy needs some kind of stop. Handoff to Colin Hart, picked up and thrown down. That's Rick Evans again, his seventh total tackle.
Talk about roaming around. Rick Evans was like a wolf out there roaming around, saw the running back and just shut it down.
Won't get the play off. 2-minute warning. Boy, Minnesota got off to a fast start. They have held serve since. 14-0 Minnesota on top of Indy in the 6th edition of this phenomenal rivalry. You're watching the Monday Night Spectacular, Week 13 on SFL YouTube. Ron Haynes, Damon Simeon, Charles Doherty, and yours truly here with you. One more week of SFL regular season action to go. Starts Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Colin Hart with the handoff, and he gets 11, up to 97 yards.
Unbelievable. I mean, it's quite the luxury when you can run that successfully. Most teams in this league, in the 2-minute offense, go pass happy, but they have the luxury of having a successful run package out there, and they're well within field goal range. So they got to walk off the field here with at least 3 on the board.
Indy's a top 10 run defense as Reno's pass is caught right at the goal line. Deezer Powell nearly had a touchdown down to the 1.
Now that's accuracy, Cam. See this on the replay. I mean, you can't get too mad on the coverage there. It was just got rid of the ball just at the right time. Looks like it was a timing route. Just when they turned, the ball was right where it needed to be.
Well, this is Colin Hart or Isaac Knox territory. Knox got his first career touchdown in the SFL earlier tonight. Could he perhaps get his second? It's going to Williams, and Justin Williams has a touchdown. That is his first of the season. It's 20-0.
Wow. Yeah, I can say that Minnesota's got pretty good control of this. I mean, when you got the running game going so well, and when you do decide to pass it, you get first downs. I mean, it's not looking good for Indianapolis. They got to make some changes there on defense.
219 to 34 in total yards, and then when you look at the rushing, that's 134 to 7. That is the difference. And hey, if you think you can't establish a run game in the SFL anymore, just look at Minnesota. It's just fine for them.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the key is Minnesota knows that it's not necessarily a secret, but they hand the ball off not to just one person. They spread it around. Stamina is an issue in this game, and they figured out how to manage it.
From the end zone, Devin Lloyd on the return. Dangerous returner, stiff arm. Devin Lloyd, 25, 30, trying to turn the corner. Lloyd out of bounds to the 35-yard line. Indy's return team is getting them good field position. It's just the offense has struggled to move the football.
I mean, that looked like he ran 6 miles from one side of the field to the other. That was a great shrugged off that first tackler. Thought he was going to be able to get upfield a little bit quicker, but man, that not bad, not bad at all. Nice field position to start off this 1-minute drive.
First down to the 35 for Indy. Pierce back to pass, fires, that is caught. Rob Hunt, who's caught 2 of his 3 targets, gets open again. Indy will call their first timeout.
Yeah, get the tight ends involved as well. I mean, mix it around. That's what Minnesota's doing. I think Indianapolis needs to take a page from their playbook.
Plenty of time here for Indy on the 48-yard line. 2 timeouts, a little over a minute to go in the quarter. Pierce drops to throw, fires, caught. Roosevelt to the Minnesota 40, and just like that, Indy's moving.
I mean, just we were talking about how sluggish the offense is, and they just come out there and firing on those last 2 plays. And those were pretty impressive passes there by Colin Pierce.
How huge would it be? Indy gets the ball to start the second half. How huge would it be for them to double up here just before the break? Roosevelt goes in motion.
Coaches are in agreement with you.
One timeout, Pierce to throw again, looking for Roosevelt on the out route that stops the clock. What a perfect play call in that situation, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, and it was, wasn't an easy pass to get to that point of the field as well, but shows you the arm strength of Pierce.
Pierce is getting better. 5 of 14 now, 57 yards. He was just a brutal start to this football game. Starting to get a rhythm. 2nd down and 5, more motion here from Indy. Bamfield still looking for his first catch. Roosevelt has been targeted 10 times in the first half. Colin Pierce, dangerous throw, bounces off the helmet of Hunt. 3rd down.
He had it, just a little touch on that ball. I think the wide receiver had a couple steps on the defense. We've been looking at possibly 6 on the board.
But just outside of field goal range, I wouldn't mind something short just to try and get some points on the board. You get the ball to start the second half. 3rd and 5. Can't come away with nothing here, it feels like. Got to get something.
Agreed, yeah. Agreed.
Hunt goes in motion. Pierce to throw. They're bringing everybody. Pierce's pass is caught. First down to the 24-yard line. That's the best job the O-line has done tonight for Indy. Bamfield's first catch.
That was smart. I mean, they did a route in the middle. The other 3 wide receivers went on deep routes, and they did a crossing route across the middle and was able to get some separation. And they're right well within field goal range. To your point, Cam, they got to get 3 on the board.
No timeouts. They got to be careful with the clock here. Pierce back to pass. Pierce firing middle of the field. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Bamfield.
Oh my gosh. Ooh, I thought he had that.
It was a tough window.
Just at the last second, the hands went up and blocked that.
40 seconds left. Empty backfield. Wentz in for Pierce. That pass is caught by Hunt down to the 17-yard line. They got to go quickly now, 3rd and 2. 30 seconds left. Pierce throws again. Pierce fires, end zone, caught, touchdown!
Wow.
Rob Hunt with the score. 3rd catch on 5 targets, and Indy's on the board.
It looked like the defender was expecting the receiver to go towards the sideline, but just at the last second, turned in. Great ball placement there by Pierce. They needed this big, Cam. I know you agree with me, but man. Whew.
There's how Colin Pierce is looking in his last 10 passes, 7 for 10 with a touchdown, 75 yards, and that 17-yarder was his longest completion of the night. The extra point is good, and Indy's right back in this thing. Topher Kiefer with the XP.
Yeah, and Pierce was just slinging it around. I mean, he was accurate. He was putting it where only the receivers could catch it, and just basically put the entire offense on his back and put 7 on the board.
Clock managed pretty well there for Indianapolis. Now they just have to prevent Minnesota from getting on the board before the end of the half. This is T to Queen, fumble the ball. It's picked up and returned to the 36-yard line. What a stroke of luck.
Oh, wow. It would have been very interesting if Indianapolis got the ball back there, right on the edge of field goal.
Wow.
That was a bullet dodged.
Forced fight by the backup free safety, Justin Lucas. Wow.
The special teams for Indianapolis has been playing pretty solid tonight.
Yeah, I agree. And since that 14-0 slow start, it's a 7-7 ball game. 1st and 10 to the 36. They'll hand it off to Hart, his 16th carry of the half. That'll pick up 4 yards, and that'll bring us to halftime.
Whew.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's encouraging that Indianapolis was able to, I said it, we all were saying they needed to score, and they definitely did. That was an impressive drive. Got some momentum going into the locker room.
All right, then. That is the end of the first half, and when things were looking real gloomy around here for a competitive second-half football game, Indianapolis has joined the chat. 21-7, Minnesota up at the half. Your first half thoughts, Charles?
Well, I mean, I don't think either quarter, with the exception of that last possession for Colin Pierce, I don't think either of the quarterbacks are really, lighting up the world. I think the key is the run game, and tonight the Minnesota run game has been pretty dominant. The offensive line for Minnesota is, just creating holes at will and allowing their runner, like Colin Hart, has 100 or more in the first half. I mean, the defense of Indianapolis has to figure out a way to slow down that run game. And I think they found a couple nuances on the offensive side that they can grab onto here in the second half, maybe get a little bit more efficient on their offense possessions.
Rob Hunt, your player of the half, and he was great. 4 catches, 54 yards, and a touchdown. Hunt coming into the season just 13 catches for 204 yards. So he's balling out. His season high in catches is now 4 from that first half. Season high in yards too. So good to see Rob Hunt getting some recognition for that excellent first half. Well, all right. We'll see what Indy can do if they can double up on the points. We are underway here in the second half of the Monday Night Spectacular. Jeff Banfield on the return. And that is the worst starting field position off a kick return tonight, only up to the 25-yard line.
Well, I mean, in my mind, you get past the 20, I think you're doing okay. So, I mean, I think all night, that was probably their not their best return tonight, but so far, like I said, the special teams has been doing their job.
Indianapolis last in the SFL in first downs per game at 13.7. They had 6 in the first half. About on pace. Colin Pierce's pass is picked off. Picked off to start the half. Derek Meerkat with the takeaway.
Make it 5 for Meerkat for the season. Leads the team with 4. Well, had 4, now 5. That was just a bad pass. Bad read. Double coverage. Plenty of time. There wasn't any pressure at all. Could have gone through the progressions and just chose the wrong person to throw to.
Putting the pressure back on the defense. Stats will populate shortly. There you go. There's a look at all the numbers. Indy lucky to still be in this thing. Their defense needs to come up clutch again.
I think that's the most yards rushed against Indianapolis this season.
Hart picks up 3, and they'll get some more.
90 was the most, and what are they at? 138, you said?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, St. Green, we're safe from the storms, I think. Had some stuff earlier today, nothing too crazy. Totally ruined the eclipse down here in Louisiana, though. Colin Hart does not know where he's going.
He's running the wrong way.
I think he looked up into the sky, Charles, and without his glasses on. 3rd and 9.
Did not feel totalitarity or whatever that word was.
Totality?
I can't remember what the word was. Help me out, Ken.
Grand Theft Alvarado. I like that sign over there. Minnesota always does a nice job. 3rd down and 9. The grounds crew here is exceptional. Deezer Powell goes in motion. Reno 7 for 11 tonight. They need the 22 for a first down. Reno drops to pass. Manning's blitz is picked up. Reno's got all day. That pass is incomplete off the head of another receiver. That was Mam who nearly caught the deflection. 4th down. Indianapolis gets another stop.
That's what the secondary needed for Indianapolis. They needed pressure up front. They blitzed. They sent 2 blitzers in and were able to upset the pocket, make an impact, and get the quarterback to make a not the best throw into coverage.
Mickey's Long is 53 this season, has not missed 21 of 21, 48 yards away. Malillo's kick is off the post. No good. The broadcasters jinx. My apologies to the little guy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that was doink. Oh my gosh. I think that's the first missed field goal we've seen in our games this year.
On Monday night, yep. Wow. Off the post, Indy new life and good field position at the 38.5-yard line.
Darn eclipses.
Pierce back to pass. Pierce over the middle and just nothing there. Roosevelt again the target. 4 catches on 11 grabs.
I'm hoping one of the adjustments they made at halftime was to run more. Give Christian Pierce the ball.
2 carries, 10 yards. He said he's looked good. Pierce drops to throw, fires, incomplete.
Yeah. Got a lot of pressure here at 3rd and 10. It's not the best position to be in. Defense for Minnesota is, I mean, they're holding their lanes really well, not making many mistakes at all. So, I mean, they're going to have to look for some type of breakdown on Minnesota there to capitalize on.
Third down and 10. Sorry, Mickey.
Oh, no.
Pierce drops to throw, and it's incomplete. Golly, this is brutal. Brutal to watch from Colin Pierce tonight. Just cannot find a rhythm.
Well, I mean, their last game, he didn't get a rusher over 100 yards. I think they had 28 yards total, I think, rushing in their last game. I think you were hoping maybe there would have been some adjustments going into this game, getting the ball to Colin Pierce. And he's no slouch, man. He's been very successful tonight when he's touched the ball. I'm just surprised he hasn't seen the ball more often.
Up to the 31-yard line, that return by DeQueen. But, hey, I mean, it's a 2-score game. Maybe Indy will figure it out at some point, but the defense can continue to get stops. We're going to keep having a close game here.
Oh, definitely, yeah. I mean, I don't want to sound too dramatic, but it's just you're looking at such a high quality running back, and just love it when the running backs get the ball.
8:23 to go in the third quarter. Minnesota back to work offensively. Handoff, Colin Hart. Oh man, Hart picks up 14 more.
Started off with a nice hole created by the offensive line, then a spin, and then a couple extra yards, and fighting for the first down. Great run.
Jack Russell didn't know what happened to Mr. Hart.
Wow.
Officially 108 rushing yards tonight. That is back-to-back 100-yard games for Colin Hart. He had 102 against Arizona, and that was his first 100-yard rushing game. So Colin Hart really heating up at the right time as Isaac Knox picks up 2.
Yeah, the defense has got to. I'm thinking they need to go more on that 4-down line. I mean, that 3-down line has some moderate success on pass rush, but not so much on the run coverage.
Handoff is going to be a loss. That is Hart dropped in the backfield. 3rd and 10.
Well, I say that, and then they go do that. Woo. Okay, I'm losing my mojo.
By the way, the top rushing performance by an individual this season, 183. That was Josh Slapp against Portland February 18th. Hart right now at 114. 3rd and 10. Pressure, incomplete.
There you go.
Minnesota will have to punt again, and Indianapolis' defense gets another stop.
Yeah, let's see what Indianapolis does on offense.
Christian Pierce. Minnie Melillo punts it away for Minnesota. Devin Lloyd to the 19-yard line. Pretty good punt there from Melillo. 6:57 left in the third. We've already had 4 possessions in the first 3 minutes of the third quarter. Both teams are holding serve.
Still plenty of time. They're only down by 2 scores, so no panic mode yet.
First down to the 19. Colin Pierce drops to throw, and Christian dropped it. Man, they are all out of sorts.
They are, yeah. They're not firing on all cylinders. A Rambler reference, but yeah, they gotta. I think it was smart, doing that dump off pass to the running back. But man, you gotta hold on to those.
Since the touchdown, Pierce is 0 of 5 with a pick. 2nd down and 10. Remember, he was 7 for 10 just 15 minutes ago in real time. Colin Pierce back to pass, fires, caught a little bit behind Devin Lloyd, but he makes the grab for a 4-yard gain. His first catch of the night will set up a 3rd down and 6. Indianapolis 3 for 7 on 3rd down.
And they've shown some effectiveness when they do that variety of routes. I mean, just anything but the all-go route. I don't think should work here.
Pierce, incomplete. That was a difficult catch for Roosevelt to make right at the sticks, but another incompletion.
I think they had the right idea. They just had to get the ball out a little earlier. The defense was closing fast and got the ball there a little late, I think.
This has been the season of defense, Charles, especially as the year has gone on. I mean, we have just seen some offenses at times just physically not able to move forward. Kind of like my sentence there just then.
Hey, I love it. I love it when we have good defensive games. I may be in the minority, but especially on the line.
So another look at the return. T to Queen, a bridge to nowhere. There's about 8 black jerseys right in her way.
Yeah,
So
that's
first
an
down.
insane job as a returner.
Oh, gosh. I just can't even imagine. 1st and 10 of the 45-yard line. Minnesota winning the field position battle. Manning again backs off. That pass is caught by France. 1st down. Just outside the Indy 40.
I mean, the window was small there. It was right before the coverage. The quarterback got rid of it. Reno got rid of it right in time. Great read of the field. They had the short routes covered, and there wasn't anything deep. He just had that quick moment to get rid of it and has the completion.
When Reno's had time tonight, he's been unstoppable. The secondary's had no answer. It's been all about whether or not they're getting pressure, and Colin Hart is brutalizing the interior of this defense. Another 10-plus yard gain. That one goes for 13.
Yeah, I mean, he's 5.7 yards per carry. He's making magic after. I mean, it starts. I said a couple times it starts with the offensive line with the great blocking, but he's just doing magic after he gets past the line.
I mean, I don't care if you only have one down lineman. There should never be that big of a lane. Where are all the linebackers and just safety help? It just hasn't been there. Handoff to Isaac Knox, and he's blown up by Telemax Scarborough, who was playing off ball. I think he was in the slot there.
Yeah, he was. Read that perfectly.
Maybe that's where the linebackers are, playing in the slot. 2nd and 9. Reno looking for someone to get open. France, incomplete off of his hands. Rare drop there from France. 3rd down coming up for Reno and the Legend. They are 4 for 9.
So far, so good. Looks like the defense is digging their heels in a little bit. Let's see if they can carry that on here to this 3rd down.
.503 to go in the 3rd. Reno dropping the pass. Reno fires, caught. T to Queen. Her 2nd grab. Mam, to Queen, Taylor, France. All with 2 catches, 1st down.
Reno's just has great read of the field tonight. I mean, they're running a lot of zone coverage on Indianapolis, and he just knows, it looks like right at the snap where there's going to be the holes in the zone, and just waits long enough, and the offensive line is giving him long enough to just put it where only the receiver can get it.
Minnesota scoring drive, 11 plays, 6 plays, 11 plays. This is the 6th play of the drive. Reno's pass, caught. Taylor down to the 4-yard line, carving up the Ramblers right now.
Indianapolis is trying to disrupt the quarterback, but that line for Minnesota is just holding their own and dominating against them and giving plenty of time I mean, if you send 6 guys in and they don't get to the quarterback's going to kill you.
There's Reno's updated numbers. We'll put his last 10 passes up here shortly. But he's just in total command right now of this offense. He's 6 for 9 since the interception that he threw, and all of the passes have gone for more than 10 yards. Handoff, Colin Hart walks in. Nobody even touched him. Wow, what an abuse on that drive by the Minnesota offense.
I mean, Cam, the rate at which that offensive line is blocking, you could put Bobo Caudell at quarterback, and I think he'd be, be holding his own. That offensive line is just playing phenomenal tonight.
Dusty Wilson, the only all-star on this line, made it back in season 15. I think that they'll probably be getting some more linemen after the job they've done this season. Reno has only been sacked 14 times. That's 9th best in the SFL coming in. They're top 10 in the league in rushing touchdowns. And they're about to be 9-2. And Indianapolis' offense, they got to figure it out right now. Nothing else to say.
Well, I mean, Minnesota is showing why they're 8-2. I mean, they haven't made many mistakes at all. One interception was the only. I mean, on special teams they almost fumbled it, but they were heads up and got it back. So one mistake all game. I mean, that's a playoff team.
From the 5, Banfield on the return. It's crazy. Neither of these teams has lost a game this season by more than 14 points, and it's a 21-point game right now. Indianapolis has played 5 straight games decided by 10 points or less, so they're always in close competitive battles. Has not been the case tonight. Handoff to Christian Pierce. He gets 2. The last time Indy lost a game by more than 21 was at Fort Worth, week 6 of last season. And of course, Fort Worth was undefeated that year.
I mean, they're built. I mean, they have a good squad, especially on defense. It's hard though, because if you don't convert on offense, your defense is inevitably going to give up points.
2nd and 8. Pierce quickly. Nothing. That's the difference, Charles. I mean, all of Pierce's reads are covered, and all of Reno's reads are wide open.
Yeah, definitely. And I think to the credit of the offensive coordinator for Minnesota, it looks like on most of the pass routes there's an option short over the middle or to the outside. So if it's not looking good downfield into coverage, you have something to throw to.
Indy will punt. Charles, what'd you think of that big Seattle-Vancouver game last week? That was exciting.
Oh my gosh, that was. I could barely speak at the end. I lost my voice. What a great game. Seattle's a tough team.
That was a fun game to watch. The Pacific will be decided Sunday, as Vancouver and Seattle will be playing simultaneously. Vancouver just needs a win to get their division back. Seattle needs a win and a Vancouver loss. That game against Mexico City going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be.
Well, this one has gotten away from Indy. It's a 3-score game. Their defense could do something, but with the offense just in sludge right now, it's just tough to imagine that Indy's got the chops tonight.
Well, I mean, the defense, one of the best defense in the league. Indianapolis, just from a skill standpoint, one of the best defenses in the league. They just need to, let lightning strike and, turn the game over. Did turnover or some big play.
Did you know there's a big thing of lightning just outside my window, just as you said that? As Reno drops to throw, that pass is over the head of everybody. It's Johnny Reno's just 7th incompletion of the night.
That pass was not very Reno-like, the way he's been playing so far.
.310 left in the third. Reno, handoff out of the shotgun. That's Hart. And Hart's wrestled down pretty quickly.
Cam, I got an ignorant question for you.
All right.
Is there a name for this rivalry?
You know what? It's a good question. I don't think that there is. They can help us out in the chat if we have missed something.
Don't ask Chad because there may be children watching from home.
Reno to throw. All kinds of time as he rolls out to his left, but good coverage down the field. And the Indy defense does it again. You get the feeling, Charles, if Indy could just put something together offensively, their defense is playing well enough tonight to keep them in it.
I'm actually surprised that they're being able to hold in so well because the amount of time they're on the field at this point of the game.
Fair catch called for at the 24 rather for Devin Lloyd. So 2:28 to go in the third quarter. Minnesota's already clinched a playoff spot. They've already clinched the division. So right now they're just trying to get the inside track on that first round bye. The key for Minnesota is what happens with Fort Worth. The Toros have handed Minnesota one of their 2 losses this season. Toros are 8-3, so as long as Minnesota wins out, they clear them. But if they end up tied with Fort Worth, could come down to that loss earlier in the year. Pierce's pass on a double move, caught by Roosevelt for a 5-yard gain.
Yeah, that was a nice move. That's the type of route I think they could be pretty effective in because they've got the deep routes pretty much locked down by Minnesota.
Second down and 5. That game was all the way back in week 2 against the Toros, 31-19. It's a toss out to Pierce, and Cody Griffin, one of the best tackling corners in the league, shuts him down immediately, 3rd and 4.
And just got a forearm to the grill on that one. That had to hurt.
$1:40 to go in the third quarter. Indy trying to keep the drive alive. Indy sacked off the edge. Whiffed block. Angela Meerkat. Wow! Derek with the pick. Angela with the sack.
Is that the noise a meerkat makes?
I don't know, man. You got to spice things up in a 28-7 blowout.
Okay, that was good. Like a tabby cat. The dog just looked up. What the hell was that? He was trying to imitate a meerkat. Okay. I'm talking to my dog, Cam. Thanks.
I hear that, yes. What was his response?
Just went back to sleep.
There's Evans again on a tackle. First down for the Legend at the 40.
Now I'm going to have to do some meerkat research.
Same. I got to make sure I'm accurate around here.
Meow. Come on now. Aren't those the ones that live in the holes and they peek their heads up? Isn't that a meerkat?
Yeah, I don't even think that's not even a cat.
Meow.
It's a mongoose. What kind of
Oh my gosh.
What kind of noise does a mongoose make? We'll look that up. That was pretty good. I think that has a chance to be accurate. That's way better than mine,
man,
that's
we're
for
off the
sure.
rails.
Oh, we sure
night.
are.
It's Eclipse night.
Isaac Knox picks up
Nice
a couple.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I got to get that out of my head.
Squeak 74 in the chat. Come on. That's crazy.
The timing was perfect.
Perfect. I don't know enough science for us to become National Geographic. Oh, the pass is caught. Deezer Powell past the top of the defense. Evans saves the touchdown to the 8-yard line.
Well, it looked like Minifield was going for the interception and just missed it. It floated over his hands, and the wide receiver was wide open. Wow.
These are Powell up to 59 yards. And, yeah, just hit it. Check that. Needed 91 coming into this game to hit 13,000. Powell is 8th all time. I don't know if he's going to be a Hall of Fame finalist this season, but maybe next season. Powell is right on the cusp, trailing Stephen Hacker in a couple of categories. That's the end of the third quarter of play. 28-7. It's all Minnesota right now, pummeling the Ramblers. We'll be right back.
The Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Start of the fourth quarter, Minnesota's up 28-7. It is all legend tonight, and Charles and I will try and make your next 20 minutes a little bit more interesting. Don't go anywhere. Reno to throw. Fires, end zone, incomplete, and Jason France got popped right as the ball got there. Hope I didn't lose my broadcast partner. Second down and goal. Hand off to Colin Hart, and in fact, I did just lose my broadcast partner. So now you're just stuck with me. Some storms down here in the south may be disrupting his signal, so we'll get him back shortly. Third and goal at the 2.5. Just like the good old days. Way back in season 4, when I called 4 games a week and drank a lot of warm water. Handoff, Williams not going to get in, and Indianapolis gets the stop. Looks like the over's going to hit. Mickey Malillo just needs to hit this field goal. First miss of the season came earlier tonight, but this is a chip shot. Ball's at the 19-yard line. Seven-play, 58-yard drive for Minnesota. Hey, thanks, Jay. How about some chat shout-outs? Jay Taylor, John Marine, BJ Loveless in the chat. Squeak74. Let us know who you are. If you're new to the channel, welcome, but most likely a player, I would think. Tyler Falk is here. Robert Henson. Grant Hardaway representing Atlanta tonight. Justin Williams, Ernest McCray, Tita Queen, I cannot talk tonight, Takeda Yuki, many others in the chat as well. There's a look at Devin Lloyd's return. Robert Henson wants me to stop. Oh, with the curse of Mickey. It was a 19-yarder. Oh, thanks, Squeak. Well, thank you for your support, man. Hope you're subscribed, and we will keep bringing you the content. Oh, yeah, we got you back, Charles.
All right.
Perfect. We'll keep bringing you that content, Squeak. First and 10 of the 27. You missed a 19-yard field goal and a return and another incompletion, Charles. So,
my apologies. We had a power surge.
It's that Texas power grid, man.
Yep.
It's brutal. Second down and 10. A lot of people were saying they had their own theories on what had happened to you. The cat got your tongue.
Oh, boy.
You were doing meerkat research. A lot of good ones.
Bathroom break. That's what
Yep,
DJ said. Pretty funny.
2nd and 10. Pierce is 9 for 29. Pierce is 9 for 30. 3rd down.
I mean, that's just solid man-to-man coverage downfield. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. The wide receiver was blanketed.
3rd down and 10 for Indy, who is 8 minutes and 53 seconds away from being eliminated from the playoffs. They did not have their best game tonight. That is also incomplete. Wow. That's not good.
Yeah, they're just something's off on offense. I mean, Banfield on that particular play looked like he had some separation on the outside, but it didn't even look like he was considered.
On the 41, Minnesota can try to run this out. In the second half, Indy, interception, punt, 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 no first downs. 0.
The key is the running game for Minnesota, because Reno's not having an all-star night either. I mean, he's okay. He's having an okay evening. It's clearly the running game of Minnesota that's dominating tonight.
Handoff, Colin Hart gets 3, now up to unofficially 139. This Minnesota team, Charles, 9-2. They did not play Canton this season. They did not play Florida this season, so they have not played the top 2 teams. They did not play DC, and they lost to Fort Worth. So this team has something to prove, but my goodness, they look good.
Yeah, they do. I mean, anytime you got a team that can run as well as they have against a very good defense, I've said it. They're built. The defense of Indianapolis is built very well, and they're just having their way against them on the line. I mean, that's going to be a nightmare for whoever plays them in the playoffs.
Minnesota's lost to Fort Worth, and then they also lost to Baltimore. That was a tight game in Baltimore where they settled for field goals instead of touchdowns far too often. They lost 21-13. Besides Fort Worth, that's the best team on their resume. They took it to Seattle big time, 37-10, about a month and a half ago.
You may have said this, but have you seen the time of possession? Almost 23 minutes to 8.5 minutes.
Yeah, it's nuts. I mean, that's what happens when you don't get first downs.
I think I'm right. My little prediction at the beginning of the game, time of possession and running.
You nailed it.
Man, I wish eclipses happened every day.
Man, giving science credit for stuff has gone too far, I think. It's out of control. 2nd and 7, 7:02 to go. Handoff, that's to Williams. Going to pick up 6. Come on, chat. Tell us what you want us to talk about in the last 7 minutes. Could be anything.
I think you should put your meow on a site to make like as a ringtone.
Really?
Yeah, I think you'd get some traction.
A new business venture.
Yep.
Forget Simmons. Cam tones. Forget Simmons football games. It's time to take my sound effects to the streets.
There you go. Cam tones.
31-7. Handoff to Colin Hart. No gain on the play.
We missed some Mercat facts in chat, Cam.
Did I miss them?
I think.
Oh, Robert was giving them. Let's see if I can scroll up. Handoff to Hart. He's going to lose another yard. This is not good. Good for his record-setting performance for this season. Meerkats are also highly intelligent and can grow really old. Lifespan 12 to 14 years. 1.6 pounds. It's pretty small.
Boy,
Reno.
can you meow.
Third and long pass is incomplete. Now you're just throwing me under the bus.
Oh, I'm trying to help you out. I mean, I'm giving you business ideas, everything.
Doug Day wants to talk UFL. Vamos Brahmas, huh? 2-0. You watched any UFL football?
No, I wanted to, but I just haven't been able to. I mean, it's just I've got stuff going on the weekend.
It's been a good product. The Michigan kicker kicked a 64-yard field goal to win the game.
I saw that. Yeah. That's amazing.
Hey, 46-yarder for Malillo. And Mickey has put that miss in the rearview mirror, 34-7.
Nice. That was a nice kick. He still had that same draw on it like he had on the last kick. Just a little bit more right this time.
No Meerkats were harmed tonight. Well, they did the harming.
Now, the SFL is pro Meerkat.
If this broadcast doesn't prove it, I don't know what will.
Even though we have no idea what noises they make.
Candy Cane, how much does Cam shoot under par for the golf event at the convention? Now, listen, I can hit some threes, but there's no way on God's green earth you're going to see me with a golf club. I'm going to be facilitating the event and making sure that whatever broadcasts we have are good or whatever the case. I will not be.
You're going to be broadcasting the event?
Apparently, well, I'm hoping we get some drone footage from Dags, and then apparently
that would be amazing.
Tyler Falk's putting together like reporters at different holes and like all sorts of stuff. We're gonna have full coverage of this golf tournament. It's gonna be like the Masters out there.
Amazing. Woo.
Every time you go back with your driver, I'm just gonna yell, "Swing it!" Just really mess some people up. I can see Tyler wearing his flat cap and knickers. Maybe some suspenders. Throw out some suspenders. I wonder if my dad will rock the suspenders. I've seen him do that before.
Nice.
Toss play to Tino Sosa. Going to lose yardage. Got to get caught up on this chat. Colin Pierce trying to get the first down and won't. That is J.P. Camilla, the backup fullback. What a mess. I mean, this is a night for Indy's offense to forget. It just hasn't happened.
Well, it's a learning event.
Derek Meerkat, $5 super chat. Say my name, Cam. Gladly. Got the pick earlier tonight.
It's Meerkat, isn't it? You saying Meerkat?
No, it's like America. It's the same thing, but Meerkat. It's just an accent thing.
Oh, that's right. It's Louisiana accent. The Arkansas accent.
The wherever I live now accent.
Oklahoma. Denton.
Let's see. Looking at the chat here. G1it7H. Welcome, man. Glad your question got answered.
Oh, man.
Thanks for being here on a blowout. Maybe you'll get a better game next week as Carolina tries to win and in. Skyhawks are always more exciting when they're winning, that's for sure. Skip wants me to tell everyone how to be as cool as me. I don't even know how to answer that. I don't even think that's possible.
To know how everyone can be as cool as you?
Yeah, that's what she said. Bamfield's going to set up a 4th and 1.
Starts with mountain, spring, fresh water.
This was a great game, Robert. If you're on Minnesota, I mean, this was a heck of a performance when you needed it in a big spot. That is a turnover on downs. 3:29 left. Alvarado knocks it away.
Yeah, I mean, we're just looking at a really solid team. I think it's going to go deep in the playoffs for Minnesota.
Jay Taylor, I looked at the sun today with no glasses. Is that bad? Jay, we're over here. Turn around. You're looking the wrong way.
How many fingers do I have out?
I know it's however many first downs Indy has tonight. 7.
You get Pazookies where you live now? I know
No.
You're a big fan.
I don't. 2 hours away.
Are you going through withdrawals?
I've definitely gone through some withdrawals. I have thought on numerous occasions of driving 2 hours, and I just can't. I just can't do it. Butterfinger Blizzard or Oreo Blizzard? Butterfinger. All the different pieces, sizes, definitely.
And I haven't had a Blizzard in about 5 years.
Yeah, Butterfinger for sure. Great question, Knight Rider. Williams on the carry. I don't even know if our statisticians are still doing anything, Charles, but I appreciate them hanging with us.
They are.
They're
fighting the good fight.
Yeah. Ron Haynes says Snickers Blizzard. Doesn't it get stuck in your teeth? That's my thing with the Snickers. What's my favorite number? 3, I think. Born on 6/3. Makes sense.
It's Candy Crush. Is your favorite non-football game?
Kicked a 45-yard field goal back in the day. Used to kick every now and again. So field goals worth 3 points. Handoff, Colin Hart. First down. Whoop. Nope. 4th and 1. Come on, refs. Take us home. We'll see if we get a booth review after this. 4th and 1. 34-7. And we will get a booth review. Luke Q. Luck Q, maybe. Let's take a retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Captain Jack's buried treasure is better than a Pazookie. Don't at me. Is that a dessert somewhere? Colin Hart definitely got the first down.
I don't know. It might be a happy hour special.
I need some information on that. Bone
I think
Frossel.
Bob Funk knows what a Captain Jack's buried treasure is.
I think it's in the elevator in Cincinnati. Bone Frossel, what is my favorite non-football video game? That's tough. I'd have to say
Candy Crush.
I'd have to say right now that it's PGA Tour 23. I have a lot of fun with that game.
So
I don't my whole life is consumed with football. I don't really do much more than that. Justin Williams takes the handoff. Has Chris Curtis not invited you to the Golf Channel yet, Charles?
He doesn't like me.
Outrageous.
It goes way back.
It does?
Yeah.
Tell us.
Skippy started it. Skippy's just been whispering poison in his ear.
Spill that tea. What do you think she's saying about you?
I can't even imagine.
Jason France moving as slow as he possibly can. Williams takes the handoff, short of the first down, and 1 more inch.
They're not, I think the refs are ready to get some barbecue. They're not really paying attention to the spotting.
Well, if they were ready, they would get a, well, actually, it probably serves us best that they didn't get the first down. Now they can get it here. Indy will be out of timeouts.
I'm just kidding, Skippy, but she thinks I'm serious.
Handoff Williams, first down to the 15-yard line. Let's check on the rushing yards.
Wow.
Yikes.
Holy smokes.
Doesn't get more lopsided than that. Indy's out of timeouts. Victory formation for Johnny Reno. And this Minnesota team is something else.
They definitely are. I mean, all phases of the game, they only had one interception tonight. That was their only mistake.
So Minnesota will go to 9-2. They got Charleston next week, who got blown to bits 49-7 last week against Atlanta. Charleston has shown that they've had some impressive moments this season. They've shown they can get it done, but it's going to be a tall task. They're coming into this building, and Charleston needs a win next week to stay alive in the playoffs. Minnesota can win and clinch a first-round bye, and they will avoid the wild card round and try to get their first ever win as a franchise in the postseason in the quarterfinals, which is crazy to say.
This next week is going to be a madhouse.
It is, and we've got the scenario show coming up Saturday night after the 4 block of games. It will probably air around 11:30 p.m. Eastern, but it should go fast. 8 scenarios, and we've got some new tools at our disposal to get us through that show, and we will get you all of the potential scenarios. If you are in, if you are not in, who you need to win, who you need to cheer for Sunday and Monday night in the big showdowns in the Pacific, and then out east with Carolina and Florida on Monday night. Charles and I will be there for that one as we get ready for the 22nd SFL Championship game on Saturday, May 11th. That is the final kneel down, and we can go home. Who's your player of the game, Charles?
Who is my player of the game? I will say Colin Hart. 140-plus yards running. He just kept it going. Oh, you know what? No, I'm going to give it to the offensive line. The offensive line for Minnesota. I don't think none of this would happen on offense if it wasn't for those 5 up front.
That's a great pick. I'm going to give it to the Meerkats because I made an ignorant noise earlier tonight, and I feel like they've been a topic of conversation, and the animal and the husband and wife couple should get the respect they deserve. So there you go. Meerkats get the player of the game for their pick and sack amongst a dominant defensive effort. 6 official first downs for Indy. Just not going to get it done. Your final thoughts, Charles?
I mean, it was just domination by Minnesota. I mean, it showed why they're 8-2, and anyone playing them is gotta be on their A game because they've showed on both sides of the ball, passing, running, special teams, defense. They're solid. So it's going to take a lot to bring them down, and I just can't wait to see what happens in their next game.
Thanks to all the viewers tonight that are watching SFL, maybe more than we know out there, that commented maybe for the first time on a video as we were kind of getting through this blowout, trying to figure out what to talk about. That was really nice. Love to chat with the community, whether it's in our Discord or outside our Discord. Thanks for being a subscriber and a fan of the SFL all these years. Final score, Minnesota 34, Indy 7. Ron Haynes, Damon Simeon, excellent job in the stats truck. Appreciate you fellas. Charles Doherty, glad your power came back on. Thanks for the meerkat noise. We'll get at it next week. I had to end it on that. That was too great.